mystery surrounds human origins, and perhaps it always will. The creation stories of various traditions attribute to man a purposeful beginning, fashioned directly by the divine and placed upon the earth as a conscious steward. Modern science, by contrast, presents a narrative rooted in cosmic evolution. A creature emerging from stardust, shaped across billions of years, rising from early primates into Homo sapiens scarcely 40,000 years ago. These accounts diverge sharply, yet both confront the same ancient question. What kind of being is man? If we temporarily bracket these vast metaphysical debates and look at man simply as he is, we find a remarkable biological organism, intricate, adaptive, and astonishingly capable. But whatever else he may be, he is not composed of ethereal light. His building blocks, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, are the humble materials scattered throughout the universe. In Bertrand Russell's stark phrasing, tiny lumps of impure carbon and water of complicated structure give rise to the human frame. Remove our romantic self-conceptions, and man emerges not as a celestial oddity, but as one among nature's many outcomes. For a moment, let us suspend the dignities we attach to ourselves and regard man as a biological machine. A wet robot, as Daniel Dennett provocatively suggested. Equipped with sensory devices for sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, and with a powerful computational organ encased in the skull, he performs countless tasks with astonishing efficiency. A comparison with a machine, a car for instance, makes this vivid. A car requires fuel, man depends on food. A car has its engine, man has complex interlocking systems, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, to sustain life. A car uses headlights, we rely on eyes. A car expels fumes through exhaust pipes, our excretory system removes metabolic waste. When a car breaks down, a mechanic repairs it. When man falls ill, he seeks a doctor. When a car becomes obsolete, it is discarded without ceremony. When man dies, he is buried with rituals, prayers, and the hope of resurrection. In both cases, a machine has ceased to function, though one is venerated, the other merely scrapped. The animal kingdom further complicates this picture. Animals too are biological machines, though far more sophisticated than anything human engineers have yet produced. Trucks and tractors echo the strength of camels and oxen. Submarines imitate the movements of fish. Aircraft mimic the flight of birds. Much of human engineering appears merely as an homage to nature's far more elegant designs. One may object that animals and men possess will, whereas mechanical machines do not. But this distinction reinforces the central argument. Biological organisms contain their own internal controller, the mind. This inbuilt computer grants autonomy and self-drive. When a child is born with a dysfunctional brain, this capacity is impaired, revealing that the so-called will is intimately tied to the machinery itself. Thus, the world presents two broad categories of machines: those produced by nature, organic, self-maintaining, and self-directed, and those produced by man, mechanical, electronic, and externally controlled. But in our age, even this distinction is fading. Advances in genetic engineering allow humans to manipulate the blueprint of life. The creation of synthetic viruses, the cloning of Dolly the sheep, and the technical possibility of cloning human beings mark an era in which man assumes a faint shadow of the creative role once attributed solely to the divine. Yet another profound question emerges from the comparison between man and machine: replication. Living organisms reproduce, machines do not. Roads teem with cars, yet none arise from the union of vehicles. Factories manufacture them, driven largely by profit. The first inventor may have acted out of curiosity or creativity, but modern production is unmistakably commercial. Humans, however, do not reproduce themselves for economic gain. Though exceptions exist, families desiring sons for social strength, or groups expanding numbers for religious or political reasons, the deeper truth remains: Reproduction is fueled by the primal force of lust. During the act of mating, thoughts of producing offspring seldom occur. Two humans, overtaken by ancient impulses, merge in a moment of biological urgency, and from this arises a new being endowed with its own self-drive. Seen through this lens, man becomes the laborer and woman the factory. Their union becomes the natural workshop in which another human is manufactured. Desire becomes the engine of life, a force that ensures the continuity of species across millennia. Natoi, a genetic clock ticks within each organism, determining its lifespan. Before the machine dissolves into its elemental components, it transmits its blueprint, its genes, to the next generation. Thus, individuals pass away, but life endures. The chain remains unbroken, even though each link is transient. Once, in the countryside, in my village Draban, Dera Ismail Khan, I watched birds soaring against an immense blue sky, their cries traveling across the open fields. Their purpose was unknown to me, yet their presence filled me with wonder. Brief lives, brief flights, brief songs, and yet full of meaning. They mate, they reproduce, they vanish. Still, they stand as symbols of life's strange beauty. Perhaps this is where man's uniqueness lies, not in his biology, but in his capacity to reflect upon it. He, too, is bound by the instincts of survival and reproduction, yet he can pause, observe, and contemplate the intricate mosaic of existence. He can marvel at life while participating in it. He can inspect his own machinery, question his origins, imagine his destiny. Thus man is both machine and more than machine, matter in motion, yet capable of asking why it moves.